Well, it's official. I am 26 and I'm still rolling. Yeah.
After high demand,
Listening to you and Justin, that's a professional podcast right there.
the man with a voice.
He's got a wicked voice on it too. He does. He's got oh my goodness. I listen to his voice. I'm like, dude, you can go places with that voice. You are freaking phenomenal.
Has his own podcast. And what does he think?
Oh,
BoyStick presents the Honestly Lazy Podcast.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Honestly Lazy Podcast with your host, me, BoyStick. Welcome. There's either one or two ways you are listening or watching this. The first way is the Honestly Lazy Podcast through YouTube. You just type that into the little search bar and you can see my ugly mug while I'm talking in this small office that I am officially trying to soundproof with random shit. You cannot see behind me right now, but there's a bunch of stuff behind me that I am trying to use to actually soundproof this office because I am too lazy to buy the soundproofing. But, you know, there's time. There is always time. But, oh my God. Okay, I just got a little bit distracted because there's now a paramedic right outside of my apartment. But that will not stop me from making the show go on. So, like I said, you either watch this on YouTube, typing in the Honestly Lazy Podcast, or you are watching this through Anchor.fm/Spotify. Same thing. You type in the Honestly Lazy Podcast, and that shit will pop up. Because why not? Listen to me. If you like the podcast so far, I know there's like about 19 episodes. I don't know how many episodes I'm at this point. But if you like the podcast so far and you're on YouTube, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you're on Anchor.fm or Spotify, I'm not even sure if you can follow, but give us a follow. I honestly don't know how it really works. I'm not a big Spotify user. I am 26, but yet I still use my iPod Touch from, well, I started out with a Nano, worked my way up to a Touch, and I kind of just never went back. But, yeah, I'm kind of peaking here, sorry. I'm like trying to figure out my audio levels right now. And turns out I can peak. This is already a shit show. This is what 25 going to 26 was actually like. But yes, that seems better. I'm sorry about that. Very unprofessional, but is the Honestly Lazy Podcast. So would it really be professional if I didn't screw up? Or would it be honestly lazy if I didn't screw up from time to time? But yeah, so the past week I turned 26. And it's not like anything else. It's not like every other year where I just kind of get older and, you know, a few things change. Like this year alone, a lot of stuff has changed for me in a year. Just like even just me as a person has changed a lot in a year. Still struggling with, you know, trying to ease up on the booze on the weekends. I'm not saying I'm an alcoholic. I'm just a weekend warrior. That's still the issue to this day, but I think I'm getting a better handle on it because of different types of situations. But throughout the year of 25 turned 26, the booze definitely got back out of hand, which it wasn't out of hand. I wasn't alcoholic. I didn't drink throughout the week. It was just the weekends. I really kind of said fuck it and went all out. But it's just been on top of the fact that I turned 25 It's like you can't even throw like a wild 20, like you turn 25 party because of COVID. You couldn't do anything. I it was definitely a different kind of year. But I mean, on top of the fact that COVID, from like turning 25 and now turn 26, and COVID's still a part of our lives, which when, like, you can see an old TikTok of me where I'm talking about COVID saying, you know, if you just stay home, we can have a summer. Like, this is our second summer, and especially being in Ontario, like, shit's just opening up. I'm sitting here looking at the States, full sold out UFC. Like, you know, Florida's just going crazy. You know, just living life, and here I am in Ontario, stuck still. Like, we just got off we had our stay at home order until June 4th. And that shit sucks. But, you know, with all the bad, there were some good things that happened during my, oh my god, I keep peeking. I'm so sorry, guys. With all the bad, there was definitely some good that happened from 25 turning 26. I mean, the first thing that really happened is at the job that I do work at full time. It's the hardest I've ever worked. It's actually the first job that I actually, I guess, kind of wanted to try. I guess is the word. That was a big thing that kind of happened to me. Is I got a job from, like, when I was 23 turning 24, and like, this is the job I'm at now. And when I turned 25, at that point I was busting my ass off, and at that point it was the first job where I was like, I actually want to try to work my way up. And when I turned 25, this is the first time ever I actually got a promotion at a job. It's the weirdest experience, thinking about, like, one day you're like just starting out, and the next day you actually got a promotion, and you, like, for me, that's the first time I've really actually tried to work hard at a job. As bad as that sounds, but I mean, all my jobs before that, like, were either student jobs, fast food, or a place where I didn't see a future, like, at all. Like, it was just, you know, getting a paycheck to booze with or do dumb things with. And this job, I kind of came in, and the environment and the people that I was working with, I was like, shit. Like this is something that could actually, like, interest me, and, you know, maybe they'll appreciate me, and they definitely have. And it's just a grateful feeling, you know. And everyone will chirp every job that they have, and people even chirp their jobs at the job I have now. But, like, I have been at my other jobs been treated like I felt like a piece of shit. Like, I felt stupid, and I felt like unwelcome. Like, there was a point at my first job in fast food where I felt unwelcome, and probably my attitude by the end of it was not the greatest because of how they were treating me. And it wasn't everybody, it was just one person that will remain nameless that I really didn't get along with, and it really didn't help me giving a fuck while I was working. And that fast food place, I can't wait, because I'm bringing a buddy on to this who's going to be like, I think I've already said it, but I'm bringing a guy on the podcast from time to time, be like a special co-host. And him and I actually worked together in the same place and dealt with the same shit. Fortunate for him, he got to leave and go on to do things that he liked, and I was stuck there for another 3 years after he left. And everything just kind of went to shit from the point where he decided to leave me. But he definitely helped me a lot while I was working there. He really, really did care. And he was probably one of the reasons why I never just quit that job until he quit. Then I really wanted to quit that job. But until he left, it was actually a pretty fun place. But that same friend actually is another crazy thing that happened from me turning 25 to 26. So this special co-host who will be on at some point, I need to yank his ass away from his own life because his life literally changed like that. From me turning 25 to 26. So the first thing that happened was he asked his best friend to marry him, who I gave a shout out to, Courtney. That's his wife who loves the show, and I once again would like to give her another shout out for listening to the show. But she was a very she's a great girl, and they tied the knot. He popped the question, and I was a groomsman for that wedding, and he said I was almost best man. Totally don't blame him for not making me best man because that'd be a shit show. But he asked me to be a groomsman, which I honestly didn't think would ever happen, but he did it. And he pretty much just I was throwing a party and he showed up. And he's like, "Yo, I left something in your office. You need to see it by the end of the night." So at the end of the night, I'm like completely wasted. And oh shit. All right, give me a sec. I can fix this. All right, so with technical difficulties, mainly me being an idiot and forgetting to delete everything off my camera and my memory card filling up, we are back. So as I was saying, I was completely wasted at the end of the night, and I actually forgot he told me to go into my office, and my brother Brandon was spending the night with his wife, and he needed my office to set up his air mattress. And I remember he was like, "Yo, you need to come in here to like move your desk and shit." And I walked in there and it was on my desk, like the invite. Would you be a groomsman? And it was just the weirdest thing, 'cause I really didn't, especially I was like probably at my worst for partying for my 20s. And he asked me to stand up there as he said I do. And then, I mean, the wedding day was set and everything, and COVID happened. And I mean, like, I remember, like, texting him and saying, like, "Is this wedding going to happen?" And he was like, "Oh, this and that." And it wasn't looking good. But, 25 turned 26. A lot of shit happens in a year, and I can't believe how much shit happened in a year. I get it. It was my birthday, and I said, "Yo, I haven't seen you in a while. Let's go grab a beer for my birthday." And he's like, "Yeah, dude, of course. I need to give you some updates." So not only was the wedding actually going to happen in their backyard, because at this point COVID restrictions were down to like 30 people in a backyard. You were allowed that. But they also told me that they were pregnant. And I was like, "Oh shit. Oh my God." Like that shit hits you quick. Like I was like, "Oh my God, you're going to have a kid?" And they're like, "Yep. We figure if we couldn't get married this year, we're going to have a kid." And now they have a little girl. And even though I haven't been able to see her a lot, not only do they want me to be an uncle, because he doesn't have any brothers, so he's like, "Yeah, I want you to be an uncle," but Courtney's trying to make me a godfather, Which, out of all the mature male friends that they probably have, why she's trying to convince Brandon to make me the godfather, that's nuts. I don't know what Courtney really believes or sees in me. Maybe she's just watched the podcast too much, and she's like, oh, this is the type of guy that I need for my kid, singing in an office talking to himself. Yeah, that's the perfect thing you need for your kid. But she's fighting for it. And I remember the first time she said it to me, Brandon instantly said no, and I instantly said, I don't blame him. Because Courtney only has seen the good nights with me. Well, 50-50 probably. But she's never seen the really bad nights. So pretty much they got married while she was pregnant. And at their wedding, they literally bamboozled me into sitting next to a girl who is now my girlfriend. Which, especially at that point, I wasn't really looking for any type of a relationship. Because I got dumped by a girl that I actually was dating during the Quinn Mar podcast. She dumped me. Like, we talked about her in the Quinn Mar one. And I was like straight up against it. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not dating for years. Literally, that was my mindset. I didn't want anything to do with it. I'm so like, for me and relationships nowadays, oh my God. Everyone's probably like, what the hell is going on if they're watching the audio? Probably in the video too. But with me and relationships, I am so scared because the biggest thing I hate is introducing a girlfriend to the family and then we break up. So like I'm very cautious before I introduce them to my family. I need to feel it out. And I met this girl who's now my girlfriend, and she's great. Like, it's probably been the easiest relationship I've ever been a part of. Just like every single day, we just kind of roll with it, and it's a good thing to have is the roll with it, you know? Because if you try too hard, then it never works out. But with this girl, who knows? I could be jinxing it right now, but I don't think so, and I will tell you why. But I'm kind of just going off the top of my head, and I've already fucked up a lot during this. But, so my buddy gets married. But the craziest thing that actually happened is that my brother and his wife actually had a baby too. This is kind of the funny one to me because I always feel like this is where I'm like late to the party. I know people my age who are already aunts and uncles, but I'm like this is like my first time being an uncle to something that's actually like a part of my family, like it's the first time I've held a baby. Literally, my nephew is the first baby I've ever actually held where I wasn't scared. It's the biggest thing. I'm terrified to hold babies. You can judge me all you want. I am terrified to hold babies. But with my nephew, it was like, yo, that's mine. That's part of my family, and I had no problem holding him. This day, each time I see him, I pick him up and do whatever he wants. He doesn't grab the beard though, thank God. That would be a big issue if he did grab the beard, but he doesn't, thank God. It's just the weirdest thing seeing someone that even like looks like my brother. Like he looks like my brother and his wife. And out of everybody in the world, like Brandon and Courtney, I was like, yeah, they'll have a kid one day. But like my brother Brandon, it's funny, there's two Brandons. My brother Brandon, I've always been like, that dude is just ready to have a kid. Like, he has no problem changing diapers. There's no problem with vomit. He has no problem with anything. And then you have me, who's like terrified of shit, terrified of vomit, terrified of a baby in general. Because they're terrifying. And It's crazy to like, especially now seeing this baby actually like walking and like starting to talk and shit. That's when it gets like, holy shit, this thing's growing. It's gonna learn stuff soon. It's gonna learn about me. I don't want him to learn about me. I'm pretty sure I've already told my brother Brandon, don't tell him any of my stories. I'll tell him my stories. I'm sure I'm sounding like I'm some type of crazy bugger. I'm really not. I've had my fun in the day, but I wouldn't say I'm a crazy little wild boy. I would definitely say I had some fun, but that was a big hitter for me. Becoming an uncle is just so crazy to be like, you're going to, because like with friends, babies and stuff, you like, my first friend who had a baby, he was 18, and I've seen the kids maybe twice. My whole, like, they're like 6 years old now. But it's weird to actually sit there and actually know that you're going to watch this baby grow into like a teenager and into an adult. And then you're going to probably watch that adult make more money than you. Which I honestly say to everyone, man, just go make more money than me. I don't care how much money anybody makes. That's another thing. I'm 26 now, but I mean, like, the crazy thing is, it's like I'm learning a lot about like everyone in their 20s. It's all about the money. Oh, I make this much money. I make that much money. I cleared this much money this week and stuff. It's like my brother, my middle brother, who I was closest with, or is closest with, I should say was. He's still alive. My middle brother, who's I'm very close with. He said it best. He said, "Don't get caught up in the rabbit race." I mean, like, having money is good and all. I've never really had a lot ever. I've had enough to, I guess, keep myself comfortable and know if something went wrong, I have a safe spot, I guess. But I mean, like some of the people that I've hung out with, just like, it's like sometimes that's all they can talk about is how much money they make, which is good. Like, I'm happy for them, but like for me especially, like from like I feel like at this point in my age I should have like a career, or I should have an amazing paying job. I'm not saying I have a bad paying job at all, but like, compared to other people that I hang out with, it's like, oh man, I could do that. I could go do their job and I can make the money they do. But it's one thing if you make a lot of money and you really enjoy what you're doing. But I know for a fact that there's people that, sorry if you hear this, I'm playing with a beer bottle cap. It's one thing if you enjoy it while you're making that money. But I know for a fact that there's, especially this generation, they just want the jobs that pay a lot, but they have no joy, And like the worst part is, like, especially when you make like a lot of money, you work nonstop. All you do is work. Weekends, Monday to Sunday. There's like no downtime. It's like, what the hell is the point of even having all this money if you can't even spend it? You can do like one trip a year for like a week. Ooh. Like my brother said, don't get caught up in the rabbit race. I think that's how he said it. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. But just like, you're doing good. And that shit, I literally have to keep reminding myself, because I figure at this point I'd have money, I would have a career, or like, I thought at this point, if I was uploading, like if I started like BoyStick and I uploaded like every week or twice a week or something like that, who knows, I could have been having a following or something, but I slacked and I was an idiot. At the same time, with this type of shit, it's just fun. And as much as I do want to make a career of it, I'm not forcing myself to do it. I don't want to force myself to do it at all. Because that's when the magic is fucking gone. Literally. Or like even just the motivation. It's all gone and everything turns to shit. You gotta enjoy doing this. You know, you gotta enjoy doing, like, I sometimes sit there and wonder where I'd be if I didn't get into this. Where I'd be right now. I could be making lots of money. I could not be, but I don't think I'd be as laid back, or I honestly don't think I'd like me if I wasn't doing this. Or just not caring how much I make. It's a trippy thing to think about, actually. If I wasn't, I think about that type of shit a lot too. Like, if I didn't pick this path, where would I be? But yeah, another big thing that kind of happened to me from 25 to turning 26 is probably the biggest step. As I said, I have a girlfriend. I don't know why I started all the way through that, but I do have a girlfriend. And before you jump to anything, I didn't marry her, so just fucking relax. But this is the first girl where I've ever done this, and we moved in together, which is probably the biggest step I've done for this whole year. I'll tell you why. Because I thought when I was going to move in with a girl, there'd be some type of pressure, or it'd be battles, or there'd be some type of issue with really moving in with them. But it could just be I picked the right girl or something, because it's never been so effortless in my life. And it was just like, because we didn't start just instantly dating. We were like just hanging out and having fun. And then it turned into feelings, and then we started dating. And then the next thing we know, I'm like, you know what? Like, we should look for a place together. I think it was my idea. I don't really remember, but I think I said it. Like, we should move in together. And she instantly started looking. And there was like no effort. It just started happening, and it almost felt simple. And like, my huge thing was, especially because, like I said, you know, I got dumped, and that shit never really helps when it comes to girls or anything, right? So I guess moving in with her was like I don't think she really knows it, but that's like the most trust I could ever give to a girl. Like, I'm literally trusting move in with you and you don't leave. As bad as that sounds, but you know, girls do that. And it was definitely a big step. Especially from like moving from the house I was in with two roommates of dudes that we lived in a house for 3 years, where all we did every weekend was party our asses off, and just, if there was nothing to do, we drank beer. And if there was something to do, we were probably drinking beer while we were doing it. Going from that to, like, I moved from a house to an apartment building. You're supposed to go the other way around, but I didn't. I think I've said that before in an old podcast, but fuck it. And it's definitely a big change for a guy like me. I think one of the funniest things that happened was she was complaining about my beard hair in the sink. Because at the highway house, I never cleaned the sink. Like I like when I say I might do an episode just talking about this fucking house. There's so much to talk about. I kind of talked about it, but I could really go into detail. But the funniest thing is moving here, I like half-ass cleaned my beard hair, and she said, and she came up to me, she said, you need to do better cleaning up that sink. And the first thing I said was, if you didn't like it in that sink, that's me actually cleaning it. What'd you think of the highway house? And all she said was, I bit my fucking cheek the whole time I was there hanging out. I don't even know how she stepped foot in that house. It was fucking disgusting. But it's a lot different now. Like, this place is actually pretty clean. And things have been going pretty smoothly. Thank God. That was another big worry of mine, was we'd move in and instantly start butting heads. But surprisingly, we haven't chopped each other's heads off yet. But, you know, never know. Wait till after a year. Maybe we will be. Turning 26, man. Woo, I'm getting old. One thing I can say is definitely my metabolism has also changed over the year. Because people keep calling me fucking fat. It really doesn't bug me. They can call me fat all they want. I wouldn't say I'm fat. I definitely say I'm more fed. I'm well fed because for 3 years it was chicken fingers and alphagettis. And, well, let's face it, that doesn't get you meat on your bones at all. Pre-cooked chicken fingers and alphagetti, I ate that a lot. And peanut butter sandwiches. I still love peanut butter sandwiches. But everything else, yeah. I didn't use a stove until literally my last year living there. That's like as unhealthy as you can go. Just, what the hell were you thinking? I'll answer it. I wasn't thinking. I always had my case of beer. Oh, shit. Shitty thing is, 25 turning 26 is I didn't get to see the mountains. I really wanted to see the mountains. And I didn't get to go to any concerts. Really wanted to go to some concerts. But with the Ontario plan, I've already got my first tickets to a concert. They're for Glorious Sons. And now more people are coming. And I'm like, oh my God, 2022 is going to be full of concerts. Let's go. And if you're an anti-vaxxer, it's your choice. This is the Honestly Lazy podcast. I'm not going to get political. I don't give a fuck. If you are pro-vaccine, good on you too. I won't tell you what I am. But yeah, I've definitely gained some pounds. I think I was like 160 at the highway house, and like in the 3 years I went from 160 to 180. I'm pretty sure I'm at like 182 now. Gained like fucking 20 pounds, and like I need to get back into working out. It's something I didn't really do in the first place, but I need to get back into it. And fucking hate working out though. Like, it's one of those things where, like, my thing is when COVID is to a point where things open up and you can go work out, I'm not going to go to a regular gym. I'm going to go to like a kickboxing or a boxing gym, spend the extra money. Because to me, I'd rather learn how to fight and work out at the same time than just go to the gym, lift weights. I'd rather go, swing punches, get some stress and anger out instead of going to the gym. And just like, no. I've like refused going to the gym for 26 years. And it's going to go until I'm dead, which will probably be 55. It's funny though. Like I was saying before with the like making content, who knows where I'd be. I kind of had like a pact with myself like a few years ago. If I'm not making if I'm not like doing this full time, or if I'm not even making money off this by the time I'm 30, I'm shutting it down. And honestly, I don't think I'm gonna. I mean, like the podcast, who knows? Maybe that'd be dead by 30, but you know, content creating, hell no, or streaming or anything. That scared the shit out of me. My cat just came in. Hey, buddy. But I don't think I'll ever actually stop doing this shit at all. There's one thing I would stop doing by 30. I don't know. Maybe smoking while I drink. That seems like one. Oh, this podcast is just all over the place. You know what, though? I like it. I like kind of doing this. Just going off, and I keep hitting my mic, so I'm sorry about that. Just keep going off and just going off. Kind of staying on topic, but, you know, ranting a little bit. Is this a professional podcast yet? I'll tell you what, though. You know what? I'll tell you the last thing. How I know that I'm getting older. 25 turned 26. I started liking Nickelback. I know. It's against Canadian code to like Nickelback, but unfortunately, they got me. Motherfuckers got me. I was driving to work one day, and I heard Burning to the Ground. Half asleep. That kick drum started bumping. Got me headbanging. I'm not gonna lie. I've listened to playlists on YouTube of Nickelback now. I'm sorry. It's just the old age. It's like dad. It's like dad rock. I don't even know why. I was talking to my brother about that. Why did everyone start hating Nickelback? Like, the worst part was they're not even that bad of a band, but like when I was young, it was like not cool to like Nickelback. And like if you did, you were like you're like in the loser, like you have bad taste in music, and usually people make fun of you, but they always made good music. Like, come on, they were featured, like their song, they made a music video for the first Spider-Man movie. And they're Canadian, they're from Alberta. They're like huge. Everybody knows Nickelback. I'm not even, well, maybe the States doesn't, but Canada knows Nickelback. I don't even know if the States know them. Yeah, they should. Yeah, they have Kid Rock in their music videos. Yeah, the States definitely know Nickelback. But yeah, I have definitely my taste in music has definitely changed a lot. Well, even from like 20 to 25 has changed a lot. Went from like J. Cole and Big L and Wu-Tang to Waylon Jennings and Ryan Burnham, I think his name is. I don't know. Turnpike Troubadours, Sturgill Simpson, and Tyler Childers. Like rap to folk and old country. There are some new guys I like for country. I'm not getting into that again. But the music has changed. Like, I'm definitely getting older. I mean, even look at my style. If you're watching the YouTube, look at this, man. I'm wearing a pineapple, like, button-up shirt. Like, I look like I should be living in Florida right now. My style and clothing has changed. I'm trying to be the cool uncle now because now I am a cool uncle. Well, trying to be a cool uncle. For all I know, I'll still be the strict uncle or something. Something's going to go down. Either way. And, yeah, everything's changed. My beard's getting longer. My voice is changing. My eyes are still beautiful. And it's the first time in literally 3 years where I think things are actually looking up. Like every year everything was going down. Like, you know, getting laid off from my job, house issues, car issues, you know, not happy with life, getting very unhappy with life. Medicating with not drugs, with booze. You know, just a bunch of shit. But I'm officially 26. Who knows? I think this is the year where the content, everything will be at full tilt. But I've said that every fucking year. And every year I blow it. So who knows? Maybe it's just a pattern of old boy stick. You know, just to say, yeah, I'll blow it. Which is fine. It doesn't bug me. But, anywho, I think I've bantered on and on enough. It's been about probably a half hour after I had this down because my fucking memory card went. But I am 26. Nice and short podcast. Only half hours long. I think once I get the guests on and shit, I'll be going for like an hour. Probably an hour. Maybe 2 hours. It depends on the guest. But it'd be nice to go for... like an hour at most. Hour and a half? Fucking mint. But I think I've bantered on and on enough. I think I will let you go. I hope you guys like this. Go follow me on my social medias. BoyStick channel on Twitter. BoyStick on Instagram. I'll post stuff. Leave feedback via YouTube or Twitter. You can say nice things. Or you can literally just give feedback and say this week you can do better. Or you can be a dick. They're on the internet anyway, so yeah, you could be a dick. I wouldn't appreciate it, but if that's all you have going for you, then yeah, be a dick. But if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you made it this far, might as well. That means you somehow liked the content. Leave comments. Share with your friends if your friends are looking for a podcast. Honestly, Lazy Man, the way she goes. Working on merch, working on a website, working on a bunch of shit, just having fun as I do it. And yes, okay. If I'm missing anything, which I don't think I am, I did miss it. Shadow Quimar too. Just a random shadow. For no reason. Just Shadow Quimar and Nathan. Okay. That's it. That's all you get. Until next time. When is that? Who knows? Probably next week. All right. Yeah, I'm out of here. I got burgers on or something. I don't actually have burgers on, but okay. I'm just rambling now. All right, bye.